Hello children, in the previous session of mathematics, we were discussing on the lesson statistics. We learned how to represent the given data in the tabular form, that is by frequency distribution table. As I mentioned in the last class, that today we are going to learn one more method of representation of the data, that is graphical representation. Yes children, so in today's class we shall be discussing how to graphically represent the given data. Here also the raw data will be given to you and you need to represent those given data on graphs. That is the reason I said you to keep your graph books ready. We are learning three methods of graphical representation of the data. First one is bar graph, which you have already learned in the 8th class. Next is histogram. Histogram is second one. Third one is the frequency polygon curve. First one, bar graph. First one is bar graph. How do you represent the given data in the form of bar graph? Means it is like this. You all know how to plot the graph, how to count the each box width, everything you know children. With that how I am starting to explain on the board like this. Like this, one box what you have will be of 1 centimeter children. This is 1 centimeter. Again this is 1 centimeter. Like this you will be having boxes and like this you will be having 10 lines. Fifth line will be little darker comparatively. Again 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is thicker line. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Again 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 is bit thicker. 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. If you go this way also, 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth line will be a bit darker, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like this you will be having in the graph sheets. Here the horizontal line, this is called the x-axis and this vertical line is called the y-axis. The coinciding point of x-axis and y-axis is called the origin. All this you know. You have learned how to represent the, how to plot the graph as well in class 8. Please go through that graph book once children. This is x-axis and this is y-axis and the meeting point is called the origin O. As you all know, next step you will have to write the scale. What you have chosen. X-axis 1 centimeter is what? Y-axis 1 centimeter is equal to what you have chosen. That will be chosen based on the given data. Okay. So, say suppose we are measuring the data about the rainfall in a year. So, x-axis consists of month of a year. Which months of the year we will be plotting on the x-axis, whereas what is the amount of rainfall will be plotted along the y-axis. So, like this you will write the data about what you are plotting on x and y-axis anta you will write. First x-axis y-axis draw ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, origin mark ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, scale ಬರ್ದು ready ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. Next children, month of the year according to the given question, what on x-axis, what on y-axis you are representing, you will write. Say suppose here 5, 10, 15, 20, we will measure the rainfall in centimeter. If I chose on y-axis 1 centimeter to be 5 units, 5, 10, 15, 20 like this I have chosen, means 0 to 5 5 to 10, 10 to 15, 10 to 20 like this. So what will be the scale children? X-axis 1 centimeter is 5 centimeter of rainfall anta you will write. 5 centimeter of rainfall. rainfall. Similarly, on the x-axis, I will mark each 1 centimeter. I will mark like this. For every 1 centimeter, you should draw lines like this, children, both on x and y axis. Hope you know all this. Now, first after 0, first line, first 1 centimeter width, I will be mentioning as first month January, February, March, April, like this it will go on. So, oh, I am sorry. This is y-axis, children. Y-axis 1 centimeter is 5 centimeter of rainfall. X-axis 1 centimeter is equal to 1 month. Is equal to 1 month. Like this you will choose the scale. Say suppose in the month of January there was rainfall of 5 centimeter. So, January, 0 to January you will live. Jan to February, 1 month span only. Oh, 5 centimeter rainfall I said. No, so where is 5 on the y-axis? Here. You will draw the two lines of 1 centimeter width from x-axis and join it with the help of scale exactly at 5. That is 1 centimeter, children. Like this. Next, February to March, the rainfall was about some 15 centimeter. Andre, this line only you will extend. No, that is in histogram. Sorry, in case of bar graph means, children, whenever you are representing the data, no, the bars what you draw, now 15 centimeters say, up to 15 you will choose, and like this you will draw the bars. The bars what you draw, should have gap in between them. The bars what you draw should have gap in between them, and again it should be in equal intervals and not as you want. Okay, say 1 centimeter gap. While solving the problems I will teach you all that. Just one rough basic idea I am giving to you. I am trying to give that all. So this is about the bars. So we are representing the data in the form of bars, hence it is called bar graph. Histogram is nothing but again representation of data in the form of bars, but it is for the continuous class interval. Andre, you know now what is class interval. 0 to 5, 5 to 10, 10 to 15, like this the given data will be. If at all they ask you to draw the histograph for this data, we need continuous distribution. What we will do is 6 to 10, 11 to 15, like this if the data was, children. This is not continuous. 5 anmala 5 bandre, it is called continuous distribution of data. 10 anmala if you had 10 here only, then it is continuous distribution. But after 10 we are getting 11. So we should first make this the continuous distribution of data. Then only we can plot the histogram. So, Iga, for that what we do? I taught you how to do it in beginning sessions of these videos. It will be, you have to subtract 0.5 from the lower limit, add plus 5 to the upper limit. So, minus 0.5 to 5.5. 6 ke minus 0.5 madidre 5.5 to 10 plus 0.5 is 10.5. Again 11 minus 0.5 is 10.5 to 15 plus 0.5 under 15.5. Like this, the scores or the values should overlap, children. 5.5, 5.5, 10.5, 10.5. You have learned this as a continuous distribution of data, isn't it? So to plot the histogram, the given data should be in continuous distribution form. If at all the given question is not in that form, then you should make it continuous by this method. This is bar graph. If a histogram is asked, the gap will not be left in between the bars. That is the only difference between the bar graph and the histogram. When we do the bar graph, when we plot the bar graph, there was gaps in between each bar. But when it is, because it is, no, we are not doing bar graph for the continuous distribution of data. But when we say it is histogram, histogram is the graphical representation used for the continuous distribution of data. I'm sorry. That is the reason there will be no gaps between the bars. It is continuous bars. Hence we say the histogram is the continuous distribution of data. That is about histogram. Next, a frequency polygon curve. Here we have written bars, but where is the curve present? You may be wondering. It is very simple. If at all they ask you to plot the frequency polygon curves for the given data, what you will do is you will draw the histogram, and for these bars, children, you will have the midpoint in the graph. Say suppose ನೀವು 1 centimeter width ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ಇದು 1 centimeter ಇದೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಬಾರ್ ಗ್ರಾಫ್ ಬುಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಚಿಲ್ಡ್ರನ್ ಹಿಂಗಿದೆ ಬಾರ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 ಹೀಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. 1 2 3 4 5 will be little darker line, again 6 7 8 9 10 will be there. So when you count, so this 5 which is in the center will be the midpoint. In class 8th in data handling chapter, you have learned how to find the midpoint. Say 0 to 5 in the class interval 0 to 5, which is the midpoint. Andre, you will hold your hand 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is with class interval 6 children. So if you say 0 to 4 ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ನಾವು 0 1 2 3 4 ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ವಿಡ್ತ್ ಇಸ್ 5 ಅಂದ್ರೆ 0 1 2 3 4 ಮಿಡಲ್ ಫಿಂಗರ್ ಯಾವ್ದು ಬಂತು 2 ಬಂತು. 2 is the midpoint ಅಂತ. But we are not going to find that. Instead ಈ 1 centimeter ಅಲ್ಲಿ midpoint we will mark. Midpoint we will be marking at 0.5 centimeter for all the bars. Then right from the origin, just join those curves with free hand. Bar graph or histogram is it has to be plotted or drawn with the help of scale. But frequency polygon curve, there are two methods of doing. One, either by drawing the histogram and then marking the midpoints and joining them with freehand curve. Or if you don't want to draw the histogram, directly if you want to draw, how it will be under same x-axis, y-axis will be there children. This is y, this is x-axis. Origin ಇಂದ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಹೀಗೆ ಗ್ರಾಫ್ ಪ್ಲಾಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ ಆ ತರ you will have to mark the points like this and join them with free hand. Okay, it should start from origin and end point x-axis line it should touch. Like this you can draw the frequency polygon curve without drawing histogram. If using histogram, then like this midpoints you will join. If you are doing without drawing histogram directly, if you are drawing the curve, then one additional step you need to do with calculation part, that is in the table. What means you have to find out something called the class mark. You have to find out something called the class mark. Yenidu class mark andre, for each given data you will find the upper limit and lower limit and take the average of them. Upper limit plus the lower limit divided by 2. This has to be done for each interval given like this. For each interval, upper limit, lower limit divided by 2. Upper limit, lower limit divided by 2. Like this you should find out the class mark and then plot so that you can join a freehand curve called the frequency polygon curve. That's all. Bar graph andre you will draw the bars with gaps in between. Always, usually see, it is not like you have to always take 1 centimeter width ತಗೋಬೇಕಂತೇನಿಲ್ಲ. You want to take 2 centimeter, you can take, but make sure throughout you take 2 centimeter. ಒಂದು ಬಾರ್ 1 centimeterಗೆ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು 2 centimeterಗೆ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು 3 centimeterಗೆ, that is not the way to do. Each bar should be of same width. Either you choose 1 centimeter or 2 centimeter. That has to be mentioned here in the scale. Histogram is the graphical representation of continuous distribution of data. Hence, it will be the bar graphs without any gaps in between like the bar graph. Next, the frequency polygon curve. If you are plotting it If your two methods are there, one by drawing the histogram, marking the midpoints and joining by freehand curve. Other is directly plotting the frequency polygon curve. If this method, then class mark has to be finded for each and every data there. That is upper limit plus lower limit divided by 2. This just background is enough roughly to learn children. So directly there are 9 problems in exercise. If you practice there, that is more than enough. I am directly going to solve the exercise 14.3. So please, as and when you watch the video, do it directly in your graph books. Do it directly in the graph books. All this representation has to be done on the graph sheet, and calculation part table, whatever question you are writing, it should be done on the ruled part of the sheet. You know all these rules. It is not new to you. So directly we should start with exercise 14.